Hi everyone. Welcome to the Tech Tuesdays webinar on CDI operational insights and new features in the latest release. I am Kavya and I will be hosting today's webinar. The presenter for today's session is Vinayak Mahajan, who is the Principal Product Manager at Informatica. Before we get started, here are some housekeeping tips. Today's webinar is scheduled for 1 hour, including the Q&A. All dial-in participants will be muted to enable the speakers to present without interruption. Your questions can be submitted through the Q&A section and we will address them at the end of the presentation. The webinar will be recorded and will be available in the Informatica Support YouTube channel and the Success portal. The link will also be emailed to you. Please set aside some time to complete the post-webinar survey and provide your suggestions and feedback for upcoming topics for the Tech Tuesday webinar. The Tech Tuesdays webinar is a webinar series introduced in the Success Portal. The Informatica Success Portal is a micro-learning platform that offers free and unlimited learning to all registered users. The Success Portal will show up your success offerings, your customer success manager information, bookings available in the Ask an Expert session, and customized recommendations and content. Here are a few links you can go over later to help you in your product adoption journey with Informatica. Over to you, Vinayak. Thank you.
Thanks, Kavya, for the introduction. Good morning, evening, afternoon, everybody who joined today for Tech Tuesday webinar on CDI Operational Insight. First, let me take you through the agenda for today. First, we'll go through introduction of CDI Operational Insight, and I'll touch upon IICS and Operational Insight itself. Then I'll take you through the current features that we have. Then we can go through our 35 highlights, the couple of features that we did, and finally I'll take you through the demo to showcase how you can utilize this. Right, so let's get started. So many of the folks on the call will know, right? IICS, our IPS platform, is rated very highly in MQ quadrant for many of the years by Gartner, and we provide a complete solution for our customers who are looking to ingest, integrate, cleanse, govern, or standardize the data. We have a couple of our services like EDC, cloud data integration, cloud data quality, which can help you build different data pipelines, and that can be cloud agnostic also. We use our proprietary Clear engine, which is basically an AI ML engine that provides a recommendation from the metadata, perform AML operation on it, and gives you kind of recommendation or insights for the data. Now, we provide all these services. We also want to make sure that our customers are able to monitor those by you providing operational insight. So operational insights basically allows you to monitor and manage your infrastructure, your services, and other things that you are running with us on IICS. Right? Let's go through the operational insight. Operational insight basically we started to kind of give the monitoring capabilities to our customer. We want this to help our customer achieve operational efficiency using integrated health monitoring, predictive analytics, and actionable recommendation. We provide a kind of a hybrid view for our customers. So if you are using various services from us, like if you are using Power Center or big data management, now data engineering integration from the on-premise side, or you're using cloud data integration or cloud application, from our ICS services, then Operational Insight will provide a kind of a hybrid view for monitoring those services plus the infrastructure where you are running them. Right, so this basically shows the functional way how we do it. So we have the monitoring and alerting operational analytics that is coming into a single hybrid view. We understand that you could have a hybrid cloud infrastructure where you could have a couple of services on cloud with a couple of services on prem. So we are able to handle that. We use our clear recommendation engine, as we talked about earlier. This has become this is a core piece for many of the analytics that we do within Informatica, and we also whatever insights that we provide to our customers, we use that heavily. And there are some exciting features coming in clear in coming future. So I wanted to kind of give a snapshot of how the things looks like once you enter the operational insight. So once you are onto the homepage of operational insight, right, we showcase you different details regarding your services and infra. Now, if you see on the screen, the first one, I see secure agent status, like how many secure agents are there, what is their current status, which different geolocation they are running, and aggregated status of that in detail. And then we also showcase you the job status summary, and if you are running application integration tasks, so all those summaries into this dashboards. Now, on the left-hand side and the below side, we have, Power Center and DI summary. So if you are Power Center DI summary, DI customer, then, you can use these dashboards. And today we'll talk about Cloud DI, so I'll focus there. So in Cloud Data Integration Operational Insight, so this is the view that you get. It basically gives you status summary of last 24 hours. You can look at the success, warning, and failed messages. It also showcases the running jobs that you have today, the number of jobs, failures, and other details, right? Now, just touching upon few of other things that you can do with operational insights. So it allows you to basically understand the utilization across your projects, trends of the volume of the data that are being used, like number of rows, processed, bite-sized, and other details. Once you get those details, you can do proactive capacity planning for your secure agents, for your other resources, and kind of plan for your resources for the future, right? It also gives a kind of a highlight on the projections of the data volume growth that you see across. And finally, we want to make sure that we provide all this information that is very useful for the customer. End of the day, customer also wants to troubleshoot various functional and performance issues that may come at the various job runs. So operational insights is become a key factor to that. Till now, I have talked about ICS and operational insight. Let's go over to CDI operational insight for now. So if you are using CDI, so we have updated CDI operational insights to give you all the views over there. So from operational insight, you can click on those jobs and you can come to CDI operational insight. So this is the view that you get, once you land onto the CDI operational insight page. Again, it shows the high level summary of the jobs that are success, failure, and others. I kind of wanted to make sure that, I have plotted a lot of numbers over here. I ran few of the scheduled jobs, kind of a lot of intervals. So you see the numbers are really high on that. You will also see that, the secure agent details, how much utilization it is in the last 24 hours. You can extend it up to the 7 days. And there are a couple of other useful dashboards that you will see. I'll take you through this page and other dashboards that we provide on operational insight, CDI, once I go to the demo. Let me go through the quick sneak peek into the jobs monitoring page. This is our jobs monitoring page where you will see job details, the asset it is configured to, the location, and a couple of other useful information. It also defines the status of a success and there are messages that you have. So once the success, the things are okay, but once it's a failed message there, you might want to understand why your job failed, and if there is a particular trend that you might want to look into and try to resolve that. This is a connection page that I took from application integration. Here I wanted to highlight that if you have a lot of connectors that you're using. You want to understand how the growth is happening, how different calls are being made, how much data is being consumed in each connector, what are your source, targets, and other things. So you can look into those aspects by looking at these dashboards. And finally, onto operation side, I wanted to kind of showcase this heat maps. This is the feature that we introduced in the last release. So here, if you see, we are basically showcasing, trying to figure out the peak hours for when the job load is running. The lighter shades tells you, so the number of rows processed or the number of the are kind of less, and if it's more, you can configure it, and then it can show you 1 month average, or even you can update that from the filter that we have given. Now, this is again a kind of quick sneak into to understanding which is your peak hour, which is your time frame where not many jobs are running. You can average them out and find out a couple of patterns so that you can schedule your jobs and resources accordingly, right? Uh, we talked about CDI operational insight. Now I will take you through the R35 features that we have done. So let's go through that. The first one that we have is job level alerting. So if you are a Power Center customer, you might be aware of this already. But in case you are using CDI, this is a new feature that we have introduced in CDI with R35. And I'll give you more details in the coming slides for that. Second one we have added is error remediation suggestion for a task failure. So if task fails for you, you want to understand, what is the issue with it. There might be some very common task failures that you might understand from the verbiage. Some tasks errors might not be self-explanatory, or it might not be, something that you can figure out directly from the error message. So you might want, usually what customer do is they will go and search for the KB documents or H2L or documentation to see what actions they can take to remediate these kind of errors. So what we have done is we give that all those suggestions using our Clear engine directly onto your screen, so that you don't need to change your, you just don't need to leave these screens and look for all those, actions that you need to take into different screens, right? So the next is basically looking into the drill down from the scheduled jobs. We showcase you the 24 hours of the scheduled jobs that you have on your that have been scheduled for you, so that you can take a deeper look, understand the resource usage, understand if there is any constraint on the jobs being run at the same time, or your pipeline is handled properly. So all those things can be seen by looking at those views. Finally, we actually introduced a feature um, in CDI last release, the serverless. So if today you are running your secure agents and you don't want to kind of run secure agents and want us to manage your that part, so we do that by providing this under serverless feature of ours. This is available both for CDI and CDIE, and if you are using that and want to see how the task runs are happening, so we are enabling that with this particular release. Now let's quickly go through each of those features that we have. The first one, the job level alerting. Now, as I talked about earlier, you can create an alert. So how it helps you is, so today, if you are, have scheduled a lot of batch jobs, you might face some errors, or, your pipeline may get stuck if somebody is not there available to kind of monitor it real time, or, you might miss few of those, errors that might have come up. So what we do is we allow you to kind of create alerts on the job runs. You can create those alert on the basis of duration, maybe on the state of state, if it's running, completed jobs or others. And also if you also want to see, understand if the rows processor is not matching your data quality parameters, or some business constraints that you have. So you can put all those conditions, create an alert, and you will get an email notification. So this feature we introduced for CDI Operational Insight in R35. Although this is being rolled out in a phased manner, and we expect that to be released for all our customers by January end. And but in case if you really like the feature, or you really think it's going to help you, and you want to get early hands to this, so please reach out to GCS, or you can also reach out to your CSM team. Let them know, so we can at the back end try to see if we can prioritize for you. Okay, let's go to the second one, that is error remediation suggestions for task failures. Now, as I talked about earlier, so there can be task failures. You need to find the resolution for that, what actions you need to take. Although most of the things are, you can find in our KB docs or other details, if the error message is not itself self-explanatory. So even for that, you have to change the screens, look out for those, KBs, and, pull out those information. So we give that directly over here using our Clear engine. You can also, click on this and go to the details. Now, the next one I want to talk about is the scheduled jobs. So we have a scheduled job tab that is there that provides 24 hours of scheduled jobs that you have. You can customize it. You can put it for 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, or you can customize this how you want it. So you will understand, okay, looks like there is some particular time period where your secure agents will be running too many of your jobs, of a single secure agent is running maybe more than required jobs, so that you can distribute the workload. Or in case there are time period of batch time where maybe something like 10 p.m. to maybe 2 a.m. where in one particular slot of half an hour or hour, you see that there is too many of jobs kind of pushed together in a single time period. So you can look at that and see how you can address those issues. So the idea is that we give you a view to understand how the things are being detailed out in the next 24 hours. You can understand the data, take appropriate action, and see how you can use your resources better to avoid any issues that may come up while these jobs are running, right? So this is all about I wanted to cover in the slides. Next, what I'm going to go do is I'm going to take you through the demo for CDI Operational Insight. Let me switch my context. Okay. So let me log in here. Okay, let me go to Operational Insights. Now, as I talked about earlier in my slides, that it gives you kind of infrastructure summary status. What are your various cloud services that you're running? This is our test account, so you will see that these are the services that I have. These are the secure agents. I'm only running through a single location, so I don't see the geolocation from here. I don't have any of the power center or BDM services, so I don't have any data here. I am basically using cloud data integration. So you see the summary panel for this. You will have your success, warning, field messages, the running jobs, and other details in this panel. Now, what I can do is let's go in deep into that, into CDI data integration option side. So once you come to the CDI option site, this is your home page. The first level of information that you provide is a kind of a summary on the jobs that has run in the last 24 hours. So these are the successes, failures, and all that. I had scheduled a lot of jobs in the in my schedule last night. Most of them failed, so you see the kind of most of the going failure over there. You can also look at the scheduled jobs in the next 24 hours from here, right? I'll go through that one by one. For now, I'll just take you through quickly through the dashboards that we have that can help you in overall interaction with CDI Operational Insight. The first one, it talks about the activity, how the customers are using it, like last 7 till you can go to last 7 days. So these are my rows processed, the number of jobs that I have run, the status for that and everything. I don't go here 1 second. And then we also showcase if you are running a lot of secure agents, how they are being utilized, what is the success, warning or failure messages on top of it, right? We also showcase the top targets. You can also look for the sources in last 7 days, or you can switch to the 24 hours panel that we are normal one. Projects and folders, if you want to understand the utilization based on your projects or folders also, you can come here. And finally, the heat map that I talked about, we kind of give a kind of a pictorial view for you to kind of quickly look at the darker shades and understand what is your peak time period. So looks like this Thursday, I didn't have much things happening. And on these few other things, a lot of jobs running up. So these darker shades tell me, okay, these rows were processed, right? So we want to give you kind of a view you to understand, okay, these are my data volume getting processed. What is my, you can configure it by average size or the actual size. And then basically take appropriate action if there are too many concentrated jobs running at a particular time, right? Let's go to the other things that are there on CDI operation sites. So this is the jobs page where you will see what are my jobs, what have succeeded, what have failed. Now, what we have introduced with this particular release is earlier we used to showcase, these are my success and failure messages. Now, if you want to click on one of the failed messages, now this is the panel you will get, right? And here we will provide the top 5 insights for the error recommendation for the error that you have got. So here, if you see the connection was test connection ES3 hosted failed. Now, what can be the issue? We searched in our KB documents, we searched in our H2L, and we find that these are the major 5 things that you may come across when you are facing these kind of issues, right? Customer can basically directly go here and look for the details. Right? So this basically reduces time to kind of get a resolution for the issues that you're facing by providing all the relevant information and insight using a clear engine directly onto the panel where you're working on. Let me go back. So just touching upon this, these are the connection information, and the rows that are read and written in particular connector. You can filter it out or you can download those reports if you want. In the scheduled jobs that we have added, right, it shows you the next 24 hours. Now, before even going there, right, I can just showcase you, right, I have written these a lot of scheduled jobs that are kind of almost, every 5 minutes that are running that you saw earlier. Many of them mostly failed with a connection error. So if your these graphs kind of give you quick summary, looks like your 1 a.m. you don't have much workload, and in other you have kind of suppressed your workloads on the overall timing. So you can make a meaningful decision based on this, and understand, okay, there is, we are not putting any constraint on the resources, particular resource or a particular secure agent while we are running this job to avoid the case of failures and those, right? Uh, so I talked about a few of the features that are directly here. I also want to touch upon the alerts features that we introduced. And as I said, if you need, if it's not available for you, and if you need that, you can contact your GCS or CSM person. Now, let me take you through that. You can click on data integration alerts here. A few of the alerts I have already created just for my test purpose. Let me take you through one of that. Let's consider this one. So if you see this, right, so this alert named as test track 5, it's basically saying alert rule on org, and the completed, it's running on if my job is getting success, failure, warning message. In any of those job states, I'll get those alert notification for my org for this test track 1. Right. I don't want to do that, right? I don't want to get status for all the failure messages or any state change into my any of the job failure. So what I will do is maybe let me create an alert. Is blocking here. Okay. So let me create a new alert here. So what I can do is we are doing this TT webinar test. Close for an ask, right? So I can put it on an entire org, or I can put it on the task asset. Usually many of our customers would like to use the task asset to understand, okay, if a particular task that they're using that has, any failure on that. So let's see, I'll choose first one here. So this is my task set that I have chosen. Now, how I can configure it is, right, I can use the job state. It can be running, or if it has a completed job, then basically I can choose if it's a failure, then I want to get alerted, right? So let me see if I want to say, okay, my job is running state. Right, so I want to understand what is the duration of that. So if a job is running, say, that your job usually runs for 10-15 minutes, but looks like it got hung for say 20-25 minutes and it's not responding, and maybe it's the weird time of the night, and you just want to set an alert to get notified in the morning. So what you can do is you can put a state on the running, set up the duration. If this job is running greater than say 25 minutes, and you can also put like, okay, the rows processed are less than 100, then alert me, and you can put the details of the domain where you want to get alerted on, and you can save this alert. Right, so this is what I wanted to cover for today in my session. Thanks for your time. Over to you, Kavya.
Hello everyone, we are live for Q&A. Please post your questions in the Q&A box and we'll try and answer them. The sessions are being recorded and will be available in the Informatica Support YouTube channel and the success portal. The link for this recording will also be sent to you. Also, there is a post-webinar survey. that you can go over later to post your feedbacks and suggestions about the Tech Tuesday webinars. Please post your questions in the Q&A box. We have Vinayak and Vikram in the back end to answer your queries. Vinayak, do you want to share some FAQs that you want to share with the customers?
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Thanks, guys. Before we get to the question and answers, few of the facts that we come across when we talk to our customers. First thing comes up is what all the applications are supported for operational insight. So you may have noticed I have covered in slides, but just want to reiterate that we support on-premise and also the cloud integration applications. We have Power Center, we have data integration that is commonly known as BDM. We have cloud authentication and also the cloud application integration. So if you are using any of these, right, and you're trying to use operational insight, we will be able to provide all the insights monitoring facts based on that. The second thing I've seen across many customers who are working with ICS from some time, they might be using Discovery IQ, and they have questions regarding when Discovery IQ, what to use and what not to use, and when it's gonna be all those features will be available in operational insight. So to add few facts to that, we are basically trying to make sure that all the IDIQ features that we have, we cover under operational insights, and we are working towards that. In our 34 release that we did, we had functionality like 30-day job history, ability to download job details, and a couple of other features that were pushed in operational insight. In R35 that just got released, we have user analytics that if you go to your user management, you will see user analytics details and also error remediation that got added. Now, there are a few features like log analytics that is still missing in operational insight. We are currently working on that. We expect that by the first by R37, that's going to be second quarter of 21. We should be able to cover most of the features that we have on Discovery IQ to operational insight. And if you are a user who are basically using IDIQ and you have any of the concern, you can reach out to CSM, and if needed, they can set up a call with me, and we can discuss, any specific timelines or anything that you may have on your mind. Okay. One more important fact I would like to share is, a few of the customers who are new to operational insight, so especially the CDI one, so they come back, is it available and is it licensed and how the things are, right? So to get the facts straight, it is available for all our customers. So if it is available for all regions, considering if you are monitoring your CDI jobs, and if with R35, basically what we have done is, right, we have our data integration edition STU, which we provide to our customers, and this is provided to all our customers without any cost. The only thing maybe that you might see that we have covered in slides, but may or may not exist for you, is the feature alerting, and that's the reason is that we are rolling it out in a phased manner, and hopefully we'll complete that phase rollout by January month end. But in case if you think it's a really good feature, something that you really want your hands to try out, right? Again, please reach out to your system. We'll try to see if we can prioritize your request and try to make this feature early to as possible. Okay. I'll try to look if any Q&A has come up for this call. We are open for Q&A session. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to take it up.
Vinayak, let's wait for some more time before we close this webinar. Please post your questions in the Q&A box.
Yes.
We'll try and answer them. Looks like we have addressed most of the questions in the FAQ portion. Thank you for that, Vinayak. Thank you for joining for this call, everyone. Hope everyone is safe. Thank you, Vinayak, for setting aside some time for this webinar. Again, the recording for this webinar will be available in the Success Portal as well as the YouTube channel. Also, after this webinar, you'll be able to send your feedbacks and suggestions for the webinar through the survey. Thank you for joining. See you on our next Tech Tuesdays. Bye.